beans! Hello and welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Wednesday stream. Normally this happens on a Friday, but today it's a Wednesday. I got some awesome music choices for today, so I'm going to start with, I think, this soundtrack, which is a fan favorite. Very familiar. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. So normally we work on this city on a Friday, but I'm doing a 12-hour Banish stream on Friday, so moving that build to today. So this will be uploaded to YouTube channel afterwards, so you guys can watch it then, just in case you can't make the whole thing. Otherwise, the city should look familiar. It's our awesome golf course. I won't say awesome, because it's kind of like, I don't even know. Bit of a headache to get it built, but I like it. So my plan right now is just to do a little bit more work on our waterfront area, and just also grow the population. Got a lot of gaps in here we can kind of fill in. And I think I want to start. I have this weird sudden thought where I want to move this building, and I think what I want is a little bit more openness just in here. Maybe have kind of like another little plaza kind of feel. I think that'll look a little bit nicer with the older style building here. Hey Ethan, what's going on? All right, so let me move this over. I was thinking that could go in here. I kind of like this setup as it is, but maybe we can change part of this. Turn this music down just a hint. But yeah, hopefully you guys recognize the music. It's like pure nostalgia. Okay, so that does actually work quite nice right there. Obviously, I want some height. I would take out a few of those extra buildings in and around it, just kind of make that its own plaza. I think it looks a little bit cleaner. Kind of like the way it is on that angle too. And it does really open this up, so that's kind of the goal right here. Oh, I'm good. What's going on with you? Yeah, let's get rid of the roundabout. Honestly, I don't even know if we're close enough or far enough away from a building for this to be an issue with like a connection. But I don't see the icon popping up, so we may actually be good here. Hey, Rand, what's going on? How are you doing? Turn this down even more. I think that's a good volume. Yeah, guys, thanks for being here. Well, I wasn't planning on doing... No, let's clean this up a little bit here. This looks a little crazy. Oh, no, it is showing the icon now. Alright. Even though I did just get rid of that road, let's put that back in. A bit of a different angle, though. I'm gonna see how this looks first, then I might end up changing it again. That's not so bad. Ultra lights though. So what we could do is I guess scale this road down a little bit, make it less of a priority road. Have a stop sign there. That'll encourage people to use the avenue plus the 6-laner right here, hopefully. No, D's not online just yet, unfortunately. But, I don't know, you never know. Time zones and stuff, right? But I feel like, yeah, D's in the States, so D's should be here. All I have to do is start talking about trams, and then he'll show up. So I got Traffic President back up and running. Let's use that for these guys right here. Let's put a stop sign in. Alright, so let's figure this building out. I do honestly like that kind of spot. I'm going to try and maybe sneak a road through there. Yeah. Something like this. Still that same kind of angle, right? Yeah. Cool. I like this. Works for me. Let's do it. Alright, now we could have this road be a bit wider, come into here. It's a shame we can't have, like... I feel like I'm already over-engineering this in my mind. Why do I do this kind of stuff to myself? It's just like, that's a super busy intersection, right? Especially if this already has a quick little exit point. It's almost like there should be a roundabout here, and then something else, right? I don't know. I'm totally stumped right here. Okay, so let's change this. I do know now. And honestly, it just seems like this music just keeps getting louder and louder and louder again. A little bit better. Hey, Darth Yoda, what's going on? Long time no see, my friend. Hope things have been well with you. Yeah, that's cool like that. This is pretty much, I think, surface painted plus parking lots for most of the area here. Now that fits. Oh, honestly, don't even worry, man. No problemo. It's always a spot at the table, you know? Oh yeah, that's kind of nice together. Let's use this to get rid of some props. Okay, back on this. All right, I think we got a good momentum roll right here. So I'm gonna just try painting this, then we'll do some zoning just to see what this looks like. And I've had so many people tell me that Surface Painter doesn't work for them, and I have no idea why that's the case. Like when they load their maps the next time, it's all undone. But I prefer Surface Painter over the decals, or the decals. Depends on how you pronounce that. We had such a weird conversation about that in the last stream too. All right, it's just a little. A little bit of that. I think it looks really nice just having these areas kind of filled in like this, right? Hey, Great Blur, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I have the music down to like 6% volume at this point. I still feel like it's so loud. And I'm suddenly losing my voice here, as always. I need to go on vacation, guys. I need to recharge my batteries. Yeah, that's kind of, it's simple, but it's kind of nice. So these buildings will unzone, but I want to have a few in here. Maybe specifically in that little spot. Or we can keep the little tree kind of thing going along too. I think I'm more like the idea of that actually, just filling this all in with trees. And then having, yeah, just maybe buildings in this spot. Ooh. Onto something. So that stays buildings. No single buildings though. And then what should this be? This should be like a fountain or like a plaza or something. That just seems like a waste of space otherwise. Hey, Infamous Action, what's going on? Oh, that's such a good feeling when RCI demand starts creeping back up. You know what? Oh, if ever you're kind of stuck, you can always just kind of create artificially these little like high demand zones. So like if you put a whole bunch of parks down like near a certain residential area, or just kind of really beef up the services, all of a sudden some people want to move in there, and then those people want jobs and they'll want somewhere to shop. So you can kind of like, to a certain extent, sort of very slowly play with the RCI. But it is the worst when it's just kind of standing still and you're just like, please, my city's beautiful, come to it. That's probably too big. And is that... Oh gosh, I'm going to say your name so wrong here. Apexter, I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for tuning in, welcome. Thanks for being here. And C. Hoggett, I think I'm saying that also incorrectly, but thanks for tuning in as well. And guys, for the life of me, I don't know what's wrong with my poor voice here. So whenever I start talking too much. Like, my house is freezing cold. It's like ridiculously hot outside. My allergies have been like bad this week too, so it's like one of those like everything. I always do a bit of anarchy to get something in here. Very simple, but I think that works. Oh, that's the worst, when service vehicles get stuck on your job. That'll kind of cripple the city over time too. Yeah, I think you know. And maybe. It's like a fountain, but it's like static. So water is like fake moving. But from a distance, you can't really tell. But I might put something else there. I don't know. My game doesn't seem to be running that well right now. A little choppy. Seems to be one of those days. But I've been putting off doing a computer upgrade. I think I might finally do it this weekend. I don't know what's wrong with me. I always get nervous when I do these kind of things. Oh, I might put that in there. I think that's actually a working fountain. Oh no, the fountain piece is not, I didn't download that part of the collection. Darn it.
Here's some money. Can I get a BLT with a side of chips?
Dude, awesome. Thank you so much, man. That's like super kind of you, Ethan. Really appreciate that, man. Helps keep the lights on. Going towards PAX though this time around, but yeah, thanks a lot, man. If you guys want to get some love in the chat, that would be super appreciated, because that's really generous. But you got it, sandwich coming up, my friend. That'd be really awesome if I had like a side sandwich business I could just mail out, you know? Put them in like zip, or like freeze-dried, or airtight bags or whatever. Preserve that freshness. Your cities are the worst with traffic? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Yoda. Oh, what am I doing here? I was looking for surface painter for a second. But yeah, let's reclaim this spot right here in the name of a plaza or something. I love that fountain thing. Ethan, you don't ever go to like any of these conventions? Like, you're not gonna be at PAX or anything, are you? Or like TwitchCon or any of that kind of stuff coming up? Okay, think here. What can we put? Like, that spot to me seems like it'd be ideal for like a big public garden or something. And I think that's off by one. Or we'll have to use Move It Mod. Well, whatever you do, man, one time, we'll definitely have to hang out. So I'm gonna try to start going to like just more conventions, and I'm gonna start hitting like maybe some of those random smaller meetups in just some random cities. Like, I would love to drive down to the St. Louis area meetup one time. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, my computer. Honestly, I don't know what's going on, guys. My computer's running pretty sluggish right now. Oh, you live in Chicago? Oh, no way. It's pretty close, actually. I don't know if there's a Chicago meetup or whatever. I don't see why there wouldn't be, though. Let's take this out. Okay, cool. I'm just going to move that for a second. Or we could put 2 of those in, because that should be really nice like that. Flatten this out. Yeah, no, definitely is on the way to St. Louis. I drove through Chicago a few years ago now, I guess. But I took Route 66 like the whole way down. I started in Chicago. It's gone for like forever, it felt like. Yeah, Chicago, awesome city. Kind of reminded me of Toronto in a weird way. If like Toronto had like a cooler, like, you know, like grittier, more like street savvy cousin or something, right? That you wish would visit more often. And you're like, oh, cool, like, you know, like they're coming over, awesome. I gotta put on my good shirt to impress them, you know, or something like that, right? Okay, I'm gonna find one more of those little plaza buildings. I do like that though. Or the other option was to put something like this in. Looks like it won't quite fit though, unless we were to open this whole space up a bit more. Do this whole thing differently. It's also not really like impossible. Actually, yeah, let me just see what that would look like, just hypothetically here. Just move this stuff for a second. Ditch this. Brandenburg Gate theoretically could go here, which is cool. Works well with that building. And then we build our box inside of this. And then those Park Plaza things can kind of go in there. So do that on one side. Put that in. We'll use the Move It mod, I think, to get these to line up. This could look kind of cool here. Yeah, Chicago, definitely somewhere I want to go back and visit. Pretty decent, like, blue scene and stuff there, too. But one of the guys who I went on the road trip with, his family, some of them live in Chicago. So I get to stay there, which is pretty sweet. I'm trying to think of what street it is we stayed on. It was like near like North Lincoln and something. It was near. It was like a 10-minute walk or so from Millennium Park, I think. Maybe a little bit further than that, but that's that kind of ballpark. Okay, so that can be. Come on, where is it? There we go. Nope, not even close. Well, kind of close, but not that close. I think also it's a little bit too high. I can lower that a bit. Oh, there it goes. Yes. Oh, that's awesome looking. Yeah, I think that's what we're going for here. Yeah, I think that's a better overall look. It just kind of flows a lot nicer, just this whole spot. And you gotta picture this, like, obviously, like, entirely filled in. I think this is gonna be pretty big kind of parky area as well. Just to tie in kind of with the Golf and Country Club. And maybe some taller buildings on this side of the river even. Just kind of entangling the whole spot up. Have I ever been to England? Actually, yeah, a bunch of my family, like my background and stuff is English and Scottish. You've only ever been to Canada? Well, Canada's a fun place to visit. But yeah, and I went all over like Scotland, most of the UK. I spent like 5 weeks there. But I haven't been since I was like way young, so I'm like exceedingly overdue for a visit, especially to see my family. Most of them I literally saw when I was like a kid, so it's just kind of too long ago. So funny enough, I did not line that up with these, which is something I should have done. Let me just move these really quickly here. That's kind of silly otherwise. Luckily, we can use the Move It mod to do this, I think, rather easily. Yes. Let's fix this height thing again. Where'd you go? Oh, I was clicked on it. Duh. Hey, Maddie, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Arson's down, yes. Twilight King, yes. And guys, my game, it's running very sluggish right now. For the life of me, I have no idea what I did, but I turned on one mod that I probably shouldn't have. Because, yeah, like I'm getting like even like OBS is telling me I'm using too many, Oh, no! I remember what I did. I switched one of my back-end OBS settings to try and improve the quality. So yeah, random question, guys. Is the quality better of this stream? Just overall? Because that's definitely what's slowing me down. I just realized that. Or is it a little bit too laggy that it's kind of maybe disrupting the stream? Oh, I just realized I have these things right here. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's cool. It doubles up, actually. Oh, actually, I kind of like that a lot now. Wow, how did I not notice that we had put that down? Wow! Oh my goodness. I'm gonna keep, I think, this parking lot with that fountain combo right there. I actually like that. We'll put a few more trees in there to kind of, you know, circle it or whatever. And then we'll fill this in with trees, but it just kind of turned out a little bit nicer than I thought it would. And I don't know, maybe we'll keep it doubled up, I don't know. Or maybe this can change. Have something instead of that park over here. Or we have a chance to maybe put, I don't know what park we can put in front of this. I'm suddenly feeling just in touch with nature. I'll probably have to remove this path here, which is fine. Maybe even get rid of it all together. Please don't yell at me for being not connected. Thank you. And then maybe get these in? No, I don't think both are gonna fit. No. A for effort though. But yeah, something like that in there would be kind of nice. Oh, it is noticeable? Oh darn it, that's not... It's like I only get the like the little encoding high CPU warning when I'm like moving the camera around a lot. When we're kind of parked, it's okay. Yeah, Opexture, yeah, it's sad that you have to be vigilant, but you know what though, you can't let that ruin things, right? London's still an exceedingly beautiful city. I completely agree with you there. Like it's, I don't know, like obviously you guys know this stuff. Like, I love like older cities and like architecture and like that kind of stuff. No duh. So for me to go to like a city that's older, because Toronto and Canada and all that stuff, like we're not a really old place over here. And so yeah, we've got tons of history, but there's just so much more of it elsewhere. So I'm just keen on absorbing it all, you know? And so many of you live in just such wonderful places. Oh, I think I like that, actually. Simple, but good. And I'm going to ponder, but this actually I think I'm going to get rid of, just because I don't know about the double up. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of this. And for the life of me, I didn't realize we were putting it down twice. I had this sneaking suspicion that we'd used it before, but then I thought, because like when I just streamed last Sunday, it's just like a few days ago or whatever, we had also just used that asset, so I was thinking like, oh, I must have used it in that city. I'll keep the surface paint down actually, I kind of like that. But it just means we need something else in here, and it looks like our little waterfront is starting to kind of take like a bit of a European influence, even though we have a giant NFL stadium here. But yeah, some big plazas are starting to present themselves. We're getting some cool older buildings. Oh, you know what we could use? I've got a nice little opera kind of style house over here that we could fit into this open spot. But yeah, I've been really putting off doing my computer upgrade. I feel like it's finally time. And it's just, that's a matter of just, yeah, biting the bullet. Just so nervous. Oh, I like this building too, actually. Oh, that's kind of nice. So I'm gonna get, yeah, more RAM and another hard drive, which should help the cause tremendously. Put an invisible road through here just for snap points. Put that not all where I wanted it to be, darn it. Man, the modding world, honestly, unbelievable. Being able to do this kind of stuff just blows my mind. Oh, I'm too far over into that path. I just like the idea of that being a little bit further away from the church, just not really like squashed in like that. A little bit better. This wasn't even the building I wanted to use here, which is kind of funny that I'm using it now. Okay, so let's finish this. And I should probably put a row of parking lots on here, otherwise it'll look kind of weird having just cars go there for like no reason. Yeah, there's honestly, like, I have family also, like, all over, so I would love to, and then for me, I would want to see, like, the smaller cities, like, totally nothing wrong with London, right, but I would love to see, like, yeah, just, like, can't think of any names or whatever, right, but the older the town, the more the history in my mind, too, so. Okay. We'll just move that middle one at hints. And I guess that should move just a splash to the left. Yeah, it's a little better. A lot of concrete through here, though. Which is not really 100% what I was after. You know, it'd be kind of fun. Oh boy, oh boy. Can we pull this off without looking terrible? Let's come through here. I'm gonna try and get another corridor of trees in through here. But I'm gonna have to stretch out this road and connect in here, otherwise the concrete's gonna look really strange like that. What mods do I have? Oh man, I think I'm running like 40 or so mods right now. The main ones I'm using are like definitely Move It mod. That one is like non-stop I've been using. I use the Anarchy mod, so whenever Chirpy disappears, it's me turning on and off the Anarchy mod. And that's Road Anarchy, I think, just a simple one. And that just allows me to go over top of like literally anything, which is like super cool and convenient. I've got no pillars on, and super self-explanatory, so when I'm doing a combination of the Anarchy on over top of stuff like this, it'll automatically remove any pillars that would be offending. So you can see, like, it looks like there's going to be a pillar right where I'm about to drop this. Theoretically, when I drop this, the pillar should disappear. And it did. Awesome. Really silly if it was there when I was doing that. Gosh, what else do I have? I've got Network Extensions 2 as a mod, which gives you the extra roads. I've got Building Level Up, which is pretty cool. So if I wanted to, I could create a district, and oh my gosh, whenever I move my camera. I'm going to pause the game, guys, because I think that's going to help a little bit with just my CPU right here. So yeah, Building Level Up mod, super awesome. So you can see right there, little X's through there. So I can just click, and that'll be the maximum cap for that building. If I want tall buildings, I can move it. If I want no cap, just take them all off. That's kind of convenient, I think. And then I probably have like 3 or 4 different types of beautification mods as well. I've got the extra landscaping tools. I've got Surface Painter. I've got Prop Anarchy. It's like a whole bunch of like that kind of stuff. This church is a little low. I'm pretty much just, I downloaded like all the main ones. But I was thinking of doing like a little 2-minute YouTube video that just shows like me going through the content manager and just being like, hello, I have this mod, this mod, and this mod. But I won't be able to click links. It'll just be like you can search for keyword terms. And Curse Caliber, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Well, Lionsbane, this is from it's like the SimCity soundtrack. I was waiting for someone to ask me if it was. So I'll keep this part concrete. We'll get rid of the concrete on this. I ain't trying to chase these little corners though. And then in here, I'm going to try and just do a nice little blend with the trees so you don't really notice it. But I don't necessarily want this to continue further. That little road. Hey, yeah, Probsco, what's going on? It's a cool name too. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and guys, don't feel obligated to test it out simply because I'm saying it. But I finally got my back-end tax stuff sorted. So if you want, you can use bits now in the channel. And I don't think I technically have. I don't think anyone's got the bit badge going yet. I should have it turned on. Same with like the top thing or whatever, right? And D3GVSDO, I'm sure that's short for something, which I'm probably like horrifyingly mispronouncing and missing. Being like, yo, it's Divigio, and I'll be like, oh, of course, or Vizio. But I always butcher everyone's name, so I feel like everyone comes in, they're like, hey, and I say their name, and they're like, oh god, and they leave, or something like that, right? Obviously that's not the case, but you know what I mean, right? I always feel terrible for mispronouncing everybody's name. Okay, let's start hugging a bit more of this with trees. Yeah, and for those of you just joining, I tried changing some stuff in OBS, and it was in an effort to get higher encoding settings so the stream would look better, but it's like dramatically slowing my my computer down. So I've got the game paused just right now. And if it just looks like it's lagging a little bit as I'm kind of moving the camera around, it very much so is. So it's pretty much all on my end. I've been putting off doing a computer upgrade for like a few weeks now. I think I'm finally at the point where I have to do it, so. It's either that or I have to scale back on mods, and I don't want to. I like mods and assets too much. So like here, for example, I would use, see how the regular anarchy, so when I turn that on, it doesn't really help with the trees, it's still blocked. So I use a different anarchy. This is prop anarchy, so I can put the trees anywhere I want, and I can overlap the trees. So I think I have maybe 2 or 3 anarchy mods going, and then I've also got, to help with the roads, like a sharp angles junction mod, and, oh gosh, one other road one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's just something to allow me to do tighter junctions without them kind of making that kind of circular, I'm trying to show you an example of that. It's like, you know, when you're trying to do a really tight curve, instead of going straight, it sometimes makes like a little curvy. So I can just get like tighter, where is that? I can't even do it now. I can get tighter of these things. Yeah, see how that just kind of worked really close, 1 unit over? The road anarchy stuff helps with that. Hey Fletchman, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in too. Got one question for me. Got back into the game, added network extensions too. How do you decide what road to use? Oh, you know what, just like in, like, even without network extensions too. Like for me, I use 6-lane roads. It's kind of like the longest kind of like corridors through my city. You can see like there's one just kind of going through the whole way here. I would not have this 6-lane road meet a 1-lane road. I always have it meet avenues. And I would use like a 6-lane road as like my main, you know, form of travel from one end of the city to the other, because the speed limit's a little bit higher on these. They can, you know, obviously take a higher volume of traffic. And then I would use like an avenue to get people off the 6-lane road into maybe a residential neighborhood. But you can have cities that don't have any 6-lane roads, so the avenues can do the same thing. But you just kind of scale down as you get further and further away from like the core of the city, I guess. You can think of it as that. And when you're in like little residential neighborhoods, you would just use kind of like a skinnier road. And you'd have things like stop signs. Oh, weird, I've got traffic president, and this is not supposed to be working at the same time. That's strange. But yeah, you can just turn your junctions on and off. Get rid of, oh, see how it did that? See? Ah, that's what it's supposed to be like. That's weird. But yeah, here, just put like stop signs down, right? So no traffic lights too. But I don't know, it just comes down to like personal preference, like visual stuff too. You can see sometimes in my industrial areas, I won't really do a tree line median road because the trees look all like sick and dead. So I'll kind of mix it up. But most of it comes down to traffic flow, I guess is the best way to kind of answer that. But yeah, generally speaking, if you have high density, use wider roads. If you have like lower density, use smaller roads. If you're in the center of your city, you should be kind of planning for more traffic, so there should be kind of wider roads there. And then you can also do stuff like this, where you have like a little highway network that kind of sneaks its way in between some of your districts. And these are just kind of like super long, fancy on-off ramps. Think of them like that, right? So just people a little bit further into the city and help spread the traffic load out. So this on-off ramp you can see kind of is really close to the highway, whereas these ones go like, you know, further in. So I'm trying to just spread traffic around in that sense, if that makes any weird sense. Just help spread the load, I guess. Not too bad for traffic. But I would kind of look at, like, say, this kind of map, and if I saw any one spot on a skinny road that was really, like, red, I would maybe upgrade that to a wider one. So there's also, like, that kind of metrics happening. Anyway, hope that helps a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna keep it on pause, because my computer doesn't like me. I downloaded, I think, only maybe 20 or 30 assets this week, and I promised myself last week I wouldn't download any new ones. I'm literally at the point now where it's like there's just too many assets, I have too many mods, the city's getting a little bit too big. I turned my settings up too high on OBS, so it's like all of this is just suddenly hit me at once here, so. But I felt like streaming today, so. But yeah, Crusade, the more you hang out, you'll kind of see my style unfold. I don't think I have the worst style. I know a lot of people build cities that look like way better than mine. But I feel like I kind of have like a good mix between like kind of organic growth and realism and like, you know. Everyone says I have like the Bob Ross approach. I feel like I kind of do. I want to make city building feel approachable. So I know, like a lot of the stuff even I look at, like in the City Skylines subreddit, like those kind of things, it just seems like it's almost like too impossible to do. Where you'll spend like 10 hours making like one intersection. And I don't know if I have that kind of dedication, you know? But I greatly admire people that can just like make these like, it looks like it's just a screenshot of real life kind of thing. We're just like, what? How are we playing the same game, you know? So I want to try and make a little bit of that like feel approachable, which is I think kind of my style. And that's kind of how I want to play it too. Like I would love to be able to do that kind of stuff. I don't know if I have the skill or the patience or whatever, but I feel like, yeah, we strike a good medium here. Gotta go eat dinner. My friends, thank you again for the donation, and bon appetit. And yo, if ever I'm in Chicago, Ethan, are you? I don't know if you're old enough to drink though. That's the only thing, right? I was about to say we can go for a beer or something, right? But I don't want your parents to be like, you're drinking with some Canadian what? You know? I don't know how that would go over. I remember speaking of my road trip too. So I took a road trip a few years ago, and I drove from Toronto all the way down to Los Angeles, and we took Route 66 the whole way. So for those of you that are American, you kind of know that whole, you know, like it's an awesome route. So if you haven't done that and you guys live in and around it, like even to check out some of the ghost towns. Anyway, when we were down in San Bernardino, my friend Sean, who was on the road trip with me or whatever, he played like Team Fortress a whole ton with this guy that he knew lived in San Bernardino, and we were just like, you know, outside of the area. So he messages him, and he's like, hey man, you want to hang out? And then the first thing he blurts out of his mind was like, oh, you guys want to come hang out with me, or you want to stay at my house? And then he was like, I don't know, like a teenager or whatever, right? This was us like a few years ago, so we were like, is that cool? Is your mom gonna like be mad at us? And so we remember we were like on like, I don't know, like Skype or whatever, right? And he's just like literally yelling down the hall. I was like, Mom, can some random people come live with me for a few days, stay in the living room? And she's like, absolutely not. And he's like, no, it's okay, they're Canadian. And she's like, well, okay. I was like, that's all it takes, huh? Well, that's nice, eh? That little bit of trees just in through here. All we need to do is just add that little bit right there. And I'm glad we took out that other plaza. I still think we need something else in here. This is still like way too much concrete. This little spot, this will be filled in with buildings. We don't have to worry about that. That one little bush. I like that little walking plaza, kind of walking little thingy going down here. This will also be buildings. And this will probably stay park. Fill in a lot more trees, I believe. I need to fill this in too, probably some trees and concrete. I think we can add a little bit more to our kind of country club kind of casino ground thing here. And then we'll probably stop with the park stuff soon and start filling this area in. So our demand, it's like pretty insane for industry. And maybe even start like a little farming thing here. Gosh, there's so much to do. That's such an awesome feeling though. The city's gonna take forever to build. Which is, I mean, great, we're in zero rush, right? Oh, and it's kind of talking more about road selection and stuff, right? You can see something I did here just for fun. Just to kind of get the monorail moving a little bit differently, and I just put this little road in, just for a little bit of fun here. You could possibly do asymmetrical roads if you don't want to use a 6-lane road. So like a 3+1, 3+2 kind of thing. Someone call for a Canadian. Trollsam, are you Canadian as well? You're a fellow Canuck? I hear there's quite a lot of us on the internet these days. Alright, so let's tree it up here. Yeah, we don't have little access exactly. Well, I think maybe 10 hours is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I mean, some people, they just will literally spend, but that's totally their thing. So I'm not trying to knock it at all. Like, everybody plays this game differently. That's the whole fun of this too. I just, like, for me, at the end of the day, I love sitting back and I love just seeing like this massive, giant city with everything just kind of working marginally well without having too many traffic problems and stuff. I kind of like that eye candy aspect, like the satellite photo kind of, you know, opportunity like this. Whereas some people, they play the game and it's like their camera never will leave, like this is it. That's just, you know, they will never be further out than this. They play the game like this. It's 1 building at a time. You got to move 1 inch at a time, which is totally cool. It's just totally not how I play. I don't know. We just play differently, I guess, right? But it is the differences that we must celebrate between us, my friends. Okay. That's why Twitch and stuff is so fun. It's cool to sit back and watch someone, because, like, you know, I play this guy, I have like 2,000 hours in this game, right? And I'm still learning just new tricks and tips and stuff. And then something I love more is just, you know, Sunday morning, I'm eating my cereal, got my PJs on, throw on the old Twitchers. Because I'm starting to, like, I know a lot of you guys stream and stuff, so I'm starting to follow my followers. So I'm like lurking in your channels and stuff these days. And I've been doing some random hosts here and there. And people are always like, Imperial, what on earth is going on here, you know? What are you doing hosting me? And I love it. It's so fun. I love sneaking up on people like that. So that's cool. And so, like, yeah, like, especially, like, I'll watch streams, like, I don't know if you guys watch him or not, but, like, Pete McTavish, he comes to the stream often, too. But I love watching him play, because he's from the UK. And so his, like, thought process on traffic planning and stuff is very different than mine, because I have a very North American kind of approach, right? I'll try and, like, take aspects of, like, you know, European design and influence. So I feel like I have maybe more roundabouts than, like, the average North American city would, right? But I feel like, yeah, so he's a pretty cool guy to watch, and I just love just, like, listening to, like, you know, just traffic nerds talk about traffic, right? Or, I was saying on my Sunday stream, like, way back in the day, Fresh Popcorn and I, we used to kind of, same idea, we'd stay up late at night, or we'd, there's a name we haven't heard in a while, eh? Fresh Popcorn. Yeah, we'd stay up late at night while we were editing our videos and stuff, and we'd watch, like, Florida Department of Transportation. We'd have, like, their YouTube channel just, like, on in the background or whatever. And we'd be like, oh, cool, a continuous flow intersection. They're trying that over at, like, you know, the I-70 or whatever. I don't know what interstate it is, but... And so, I mean, that's kind of, like, where ideas and stuff come from. So it's just kind of cool and fun. Okay, so trees making their appearance now in through here. Really like that. Probably need a little tree corridor that kind of follows all on the rails, because the more I put the trees in, the more I really like them. I don't want this to be like a tree planting stream, so we'll do something else in the interim, but we'll just have that as like our next little, you know. Okay, so let's start putting in some more buildings here. So we did say we wanted to zone this area in. So let's grab a couple side streets through here. And then just kind of mix things up. I'm going to use some tree line roads, right? Just for old variety's sake. Demand is high for offices, or industry just in general. Oh, the buffering's kind of gone back a little bit? Your igloo does in fact have Wi-Fi? You know what, all jokes aside, like they're very warm. I did winter camping in a Lazy Man igloo, which is commonly called a Quincy, and that's basically you just make a giant mound of snow, and then hollow it out, and then kind of make like a makeshift igloo in that sense. But it's for the lazy. And I was winter camping with my 2 friends, and it was probably minus 30 degrees Celsius, which is pretty much the same temperature as minus, you know, in Fahrenheit, right? It's very cold. And it was so hot inside our Quincy that after like literally a few hours, like we'd be down to our boxers, and we had to put everything inside garbage bags because like the roof was like dripping, you know. But then it's so cold outside that you get this like weird equilibrium, so it's like this shell of ice exterior, and it's like super hot. It's so weird. And like you wake up in the middle of the nights and you gotta go to the washroom or whatever, and you're outside and you're just like in boxers, and you have like your winter boots and toque on, and your whole body is like steaming because it's like ridiculously hot, and you're just like freezing, and you go back inside and you're like, well, that's better. It's very, very strange. And yeah, Davidius, I was just saying a little bit earlier, I changed my my OBS backend settings to like super kind of like make the quality a lot higher, but it's is like destroying my my CPU performance. And I've been putting off like that in combination of like I've been putting off CPU, or sorry, computer upgrade for a while now, and so my computer's running super sluggish. I got too many mods. I got all these assets. I'm streaming at a little bit too high of a setting, and yeah, my computer is due for an upgrade. So all of that in combination is kind of making for a little bit of a laggy stream. So I do apologize, guys. I'm hopefully going to do my upgrade. Gosh, because I have that 12-hour stream. Oh yeah, by the way, Friday I'm going to be doing a 12-hour stream, guys, from noon till midnight. I think we're going to play Banished almost the whole time, but if that ends up being like a total bust, we might switch over to Tropico or something. But I'm going to be doing a dual stream with Azili, and so we're going to be on the same map seed, and just kind of, yeah, making our way through our little city. But I don't know if I can get a computer upgrade done before then, or if I have to wait till like the Sunday stream kind of thing. Oh gosh, so much to do. No, I got an i7, but my main issue is my heatsink is like way too big, and so it blocks one of my RAM modules, like the ports or whatever. So I can only get 3 out of 4 of my RAM sticks in. So I'm like totally missing out on, you know, potential like computer power or whatever, right? So that's just like a big waste. And then I just need a new solid state drive. I've got 2 that are almost full right now, so I got some games I'm like dying to install and play. I just can't because there's like literally no room. And you know, I sound like a broken record when I say this nonstop, but I am really trying to these days take things a little bit more seriously. So I want to just, yeah, up the production quality. I want to look into getting some better lighting, like maybe even a green screen, like a new chair, like that kind of stuff. So I really want to come at this kind of, you know, take it seriously, come at it like full circle. I think it's been a lot of fun getting up to this point, but yeah, I think we can maybe turn this around, make it like a little business, stream like every day or something crazy like that. Can you imagine? But yeah, crazier things have happened. Like, I'm obsessed with this concrete. I almost feel like I should change over one of these to, like, you know, this, right? So it's like dirt instead, just to mix it up. Oh, not inside there, though. Oh, I most definitely have seen Star Wars Battlefront 2, that trailer. Oh, you better believe it. You know what, though? Like, EA, honestly, like, I was such an EA fanboy as a kid. Like, Command & Conquer Generals, like, forever my favorite game, you know what I mean? But EA, they've left such a terrible just feeling with me. So, I don't know. If you guys can imagine, I still have not played the Star Wars Battlefront redo. I was just that disappointed with everything being like paid DLC, tiny maps, like, you know, the weird vehicle spawning. And I was just like, well, if I haven't played it, I guess I'm not really, you know, ignorance is bliss. So when I saw Star Wars Battlefront 2, I'm very hopeful, but the same kind of thing could happen. I could just maybe entirely skip it over. Oh, Lion's Bane. No, but like for real, I am trying to take things more seriously. I know that we just kind of dink around with the streams and have some fun in that sense, but I just want to be a little bit more consistent. And I do want to just up the quality of just like everything in general, like YouTube videos, that kind of stuff. I think that's overkill, but I kind of like the idea of having part of this as as like dirt or whatever. I think maybe this inner ring road here around the church itself can be dirt and everything else can be concrete. And these are like our famous last words. Can we do this? Oh, beautiful. Yes. Yes, perfect. How much memory is City's using? Tell you. I'm currently using like 56% of my RAM. But between Cities and OBS, I'm at like 81%, 84%. Oh gosh, CPU usage. Wow, that's so high. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I feel like I can, and then like I can just see like my swap usage from my hard drive still pretty high. So I just need a little bit more power under the hood just to kind of balance, I think, all of that load. Equivalent of adding some more exits to my my highway system, right? Vibez, I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, it has been a while. I don't think I recognize your name even. Hope that doesn't, I'm not trying to hurt feelings, but yeah, welcome back. But yeah, today's a bit of a random stream time too. I wasn't even planning on doing it. I was actually going to try and record. But I just figured since we wouldn't be working on this city on Friday, might as well just get some work done on it. Okay. There. I feel like I should maybe go 1 unit higher just so it incorporates the street a bit more. That works. Whoa, Nintendo 64 Command and Conquer. Oh my gosh. That is old school. Oh dude. Oh my goodness. I think wasn't that also on like PlayStation, like the original as well, or PlayStation 2? Oh my gosh. I just suddenly got nostalgia feels. I remember at my dad's place waking up early and playing that. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, like EA, what happened to them? They used to be like the best of the best of the best. You remember from the 90s? Be like, EA, it's in the game. Remember all that? Like, oh, right? Okay, I'm gonna pause the game again since we're not doing that much building in this sense. Or that EA Sports, it's in the game. That's what it was, that's right. Or it was like, what are some other things they said? Oh, I was trying to think of the intro to as Maxis though, to like SimCity 4. I don't think EA had them at the time yet. For like Madden, no, for me it was like NHL 94 on my Super Nintendo. That's like for me the most, like whenever I hear that EA Sports it's in the game, that's what I always think of. Because I'm my cousin who was a few years older than me. That was the time frame when he would babysit me, and him and I would just play like hours and hours and hours of hockey. Like no surprise there, right? Like Canadians and hockey, but oh my goodness, man! Like the best feels, best nostalgia. How do I get some concrete in here without ruining this look? Because the one thing I hate about the Surface Painter, it's difficult to blend. It's paint. Do you think it does work, right? But yeah, so far, like with E3, like I'm not overly excited. Like nothing's been like the biggest of wow factors. And I don't know, like, you know, if you're a console owner, like how do you feel about the Xbox One X or whatever, right? Especially for those people that just bought the Xbox One. It's a lot of money to keep spending these days on consoles. At this point, it's almost like you should be buying a PC. I feel like we should get a tall building in here. I got a Rico building we can use. Oh, Spider-Man looks so... Yeah, Spider-Man definitely looks good. I don't know if that's going to be for PC. Do you guys have any... Do you guys know if it is or not? Or if it's going to be like console exclusive? Oh my goodness, how are these buildings so big? sweet though. Oh, community center. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure we can find a building. May have to use a bit of anarchy to overlap stuff here. I don't think this is close enough to a road, though, to stop it from complaining. Let me try sneaking that in there. Will you yell at me for being not connected? As long as you're within 2 tiles, someone told me that in the Sunday stream, if you move stuff with Rico and you're within 2 tiles of the road you started with, you should be okay. So let's move that over. And it looks like that is correct information. I'm gonna upgrade this to a this pathway because we get whatchamacallits. The word I'm looking for are street lamps. Whatchamacallits. Kind of defines the pathway a little bit more, I think. Oh, you think it's gonna be PS4 exclusive? I honestly, like, for those kind of games, I would not be opposed to, like, just like borrowing my friend's PlayStation for the week, buying the game, beating it, and then giving him the game as like as a gift for letting me use it. And I still gotta find someone that has same idea for Xbox One, so I can try City Skylines on Xbox finally. I have so many people. It's like almost a daily message I get. People are like, hey, how's the Xbox Skylines treating you? And I was like, I've never tried it. I don't know. And people are like, yo, really? You haven't? I think me all over that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Apparently not. We're definitely not doing 3-speed here. Yeah, PC honestly is the way to go. Like, I have nothing against consoles. I love consoles. I really think the next console I will buy is probably the Switch. I think that's kind of like those kind of games are very different in my mind, and those are kind of like fun console games for me. I don't want to necessarily buy a console to play the exact same games I could be playing on computer. But when I was a kid, I loved consoles just for like racing games and like that kind of stuff. Like games where like a joystick made a little bit more sense, like flying games or whatever. Like all the Need for Speed titles, I loved them on computer. They were also just like epically fun on PlayStation and whatnot. Okay, well, let's shift gears. Let's let this be. I like this. Let's do some building up here, though. This whole spot up here, and still crazy amounts of demand for industry. So I was thinking of doing an island with. I always end up doing this, but I think it's such a smart thing to do in your cities. Be like an island for our utilities, as well as a nuclear power plant. That's why that's kind of hanging out there. Oh, we talked about this last stream. That's right. And yeah, I want to have that just like somewhere off the coast. Maybe even have it in like, no, I don't want to ruin our view here. Come see our city with the beautiful power plant in our harbor. No, I don't want that. But the only thing with the Switch though is like, I really want it, but there's like, I feel like it needs to be a Gen 2. I feel like there's too many issues with the way it's built now. Like you can scratch your screen just from going in and out of the dock. Like the Joy-Cons are kind of, if you put them on backwards, it's like, you know, you spend the next like hour trying to like use like 3 different tools to unclip them or whatever. A lot of just like weird little things like that where you're just like, it just seemed like stuff was like overlooked and it was like rushed to market or whatever. And I like, you know, like I really like innovators. I'm not trying to be, you know, like I'm not trying to be like mean or anything. It's just even with Apple products, right? Like the first generation of anything really is just not really the best. But if you're looking to be like an early adopter, there's nothing wrong with jumping in. Like I'm an early adopter sometimes too. But if I'm gonna be spending like a few $100s on a console, I usually wait for like the 2nd or 3rd gen. Same with like iPhones, like that kind of stuff. Back when I did have one. You know, iPhone 4 comes out, wait for the iPhone 4S, you know, like that kind of stuff, right? Alright, well, I don't want this to be exclusively industry, but I guess it's pretty much going to be just that in and around here. But I'd like to maybe use, I got some Rico stuff we can put in place. A lot of these like oversized factories, like this kind of cool stuff. I don't want this to be too packed in, so let's start opening this up a bit. So let's move some of our power plants. A lot of these are going to move anyway. Especially the nuclear one. Nuclear. You can just hang up here. See you later. Oh wait, we needed that. We need it as a highway connection. But yeah, Vibus, I just don't know if there's like word on even a second one in production. Like from what I heard, they're going to ramp up production on the current one they have. But there's just so many really good titles that like I really want to get a Switch now, especially with like the E3 announcements, right? But I just don't necessarily want one in its current state. Was that intentionally not connected to there? I wonder. What was our reason for that? Maybe we can do that, ditch that one, and flatten this out. And then I think I'm going to add extra lanes to this. Just to help it with the turning. There we go. Even this could be. You get an extra lane, you get an extra lane, you get an extra lane. Everybody gets an extra lane. Okay, what have we done here? I see. Crazy U-turning. Well, that's okay. If we add another lane, right, look at that. As if we're planning things now. So that should be just a turning lane, which is cool. I'm gonna maybe make that into a double laner. Let's use this. So that way, there's a chance to do the U-turn to get in, and there's also a chance to go wide to go left. Cool. Drive through it, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. Great seeing you again. I'll see you probably Friday, hopefully. Very long stream happening then. Ample time to tune in. Yeah, guys, just if you're just tuning in, I'm doing a 12-hour stream on Friday because I'm a maniac. So from noon until midnight. And I'm most likely gonna be playing Banished the whole time. But if that ends up being just like an epic disaster, I'll possibly switch over to Tropico. But I'll be playing alongside our good friend Azili, and we're gonna be on the same map seat. So we're gonna have some fun, just seeing who can build like one of the biggest, most thrivingest community. And then just regular Sunday Skyline stream as well. I don't want to say regular because it's, you know, nothing regular about it. It's an awesome party. Okay. Actually, let's go across with these. So when I do these kind of streets, even with or without mods, like get rid of junctions. Like, this is just so killer. So you make them as stop signs so that the flow through isn't very fast, so that the AI of the game will know this the slower route, and no one will take this to cut through. They'll stick to the 6 lanes. It's just for local traffic. If traffic ends up getting super gridlocked right here, you can just spread the intersections a bit further out, but I think we should be okay with this setup. And this just gives us a chance to get more buildings in, so we're using the zoning squares a little more efficiently. Okay, a little bit of speed here. You can watch this. Who's gonna keep the coffee warm for me now? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Last time around, I only ended up having the one coffee. I ended up switching to like colder drinks, right? Like Red Bull, like that kind of stuff to keep me awake. But you know what? The last 12-hour stream we did was my very first one ever, so I've only done like one. But it wasn't all that bad. I kind of hit a little bit of a wall, I think around like 8 hours in, but we took like a little 5-minute break, just kind of went upstairs, had a snack type thing, stretched my legs, drank some water, you know. And then we, like, yeah, when hour 12 rolled around, it felt like we, you know, we're only at like the halfway point, so that was kind of a good sign. Oh, Anthem, yeah, I saw that as well. That's Xbox exclusive, I think, that one? Yeah, there's so many games that look pretty cool, but they're just not coming to PC, so I'm trying not to get too hyped for them. And I just don't have enough friends that have consoles for me to be like, hey buddy. So. Okay, let's just keep on building before my poor computer burned to the ground with all the CPU processing. I do want to make a harbor area in here. We had talked about terraforming and maybe cutting out a really big square section and then having like a seawall and have some, like, you know, shipping lanes kind of come in through there. It looks like our connection should support that. If I click on our little boat stuff here, we should be able to reach out of city limits, of course, but you can still see it reaches the thing, which is good. So like the little yellow dash line is close enough that we can do harbor stuff here. But we need our next tile, it looks like, so darn it. And I've also got some really cool like industry style assets that we can use too, like this kind of stuff. I want to maybe get like a little shipping yard, like oil and like that kind of stuff, like reservoirs and tanks and everything. And so if we're going to be cutting into this part, I maybe want that to be in here. And I'm going to play musical chairs, move all this stuff again. These are going to be moved to an island eventually. So I'm actually just going to move these just to over here, just to kind of buy time and hang out for the moment, but that's not their permanent location. They're just going there to buy us time. Hey, Wanty One, what's going on? How are you, my friend? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Oh, and Kenji Khan, thanks for saying so too. Yeah, today was a little bit of a just last minute kind of spur of the moment stream. These days, my streaming schedule, it's Fridays and Sundays. And I'm in the Eastern time zone. I don't normally stream for all that long. Normally I stream for like only 3 or 4 hours, so they're kind of like little short spurts. But this coming Friday, I'm actually doing a 12-hour stream, 'cause I'm a bit of a maniac. So I'll be starting at noon my time, and I'll be going right till midnight. And I'm hoping to do like one of those per month, just to try and get a little bit more action and just some more time zones, basically. Oh man, I got Curse Crusader. I got like so many that I don't know if I can do a list. But if there's like one particular asset that you're like dying to have, I can try and track it down for you. But I literally am at like, I'm not even joking, I think I have like 1,500 assets. Like most of them are just like props and stuff, but for me to go through my list, like it's bonkers, right? If I expand this, you can even see just like, there's so much stuff that it is literally like, it's like lunacy. And this is just one tab, right? Look at this is insane. One of multiple, or just bonkers amounts of things. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So this is also why my computer is running exceedingly slow right now. And so I need more RAM to help me with my my assets. And I gotta change the way that my OBS is set up, because it's like killing my CPU right now. The specs of my computer, I've got an i7 4790K. I've got an Asus Z97, a motherboard. I've got a GTX 1060, the 6 gig version. I really wish I had the 1070 or better though. I think I might get a new video card one day. I've got two, like they're like 480, but like they're like, you know, the 500 or so gig solid state drives, and it'd be like 480 or so. 2 of those for my storage, and I have a 1.5 terabyte external drive I plug in That's like a USB 3.1. I use that for like media, like movies and that kind of stuff. And I'm due for a computer upgrade because I have an oversized heatsink on my processor, and it blocks my my RAM ports or whatever. So I can only fit 3 out of my 4 modules in, which is like a super waste. So I've got to get that sorted. Manager kind of useless. Let's just bring power lines. Anarchy. What mods are you using, if you don't mind me asking, Wani? Do you use the Move It mod? Because people who use very few, I highly recommend this one. Like Move It mod and maybe like one of the Anarchy mods. And you're kind of set. Oh no, our Interchange burned down. Because you can see, like, when I have the game on even 1 speed, it's like so sluggish. And we're only at 50,000 for our population, so. Yeah, AMD, they have been upping their... They definitely have been. Like, I fell for the hype until I actually looked into it, but like when I heard about the i9, I was like, oh boy, do I want that? But no, I don't think I want that. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for like a new processor. Like, I really like the i7 that I have. I just need maybe even like a capture card or something else. I need to just kind of alleviate a bit of the load going to the processor itself. So ideally I want to be on the other side of the monorail. It's kind of frustrating we don't have this area purchased. Or maybe the monorail can go like kind of through our little yard, like our little shipping yard or something. Yeah, let's see what that might look like. Let's try building something here. Let's go for it. What does the movement mod do? Oh man, it is like the greatest thing ever. So like the simplest stuff that it does is you can grab the nodes and the snap points and you can just click and pull them, which is like bonkers. It has an undo feature, so if you feel like you made a mistake, just hit Control Z or Control Z. You can change the curvies, so you can kind of make your own roundabouts, like whatever you want, right? I can only go back 1 move though. You can do multiple points at once. So if I wanted to, I could move, all these at once if I wanted to. Just move that over to there. I can raise and lower them, which is even like cooler. You can do that with the bridge pillars as well. Like if it's attached to the ground, it'll terraform with you, right? It really, I mean, it's the greatest thing ever. You can use it to delete individual pillars. You can copy stuff, which is bonkers. So if you make a really cool neighborhood that you like, just like literally copy and paste the road structure. I was using this just to grab some props that are, like for whatever reason, this